Welcome to our lesson on multiplying and dividing decimals by a power of 10. I will begin by telling you what is needed to multiply by a power of 10 and to divide by a power of 10. When multiplying by a power of 10, you will start at your decimal point and you will move it to the right the number of times the exponent tells you, remembering to add zeros as placeholders if needed. For example, in the problem here, you see 3.56 times 10 to the fourth, and it said would be 35,600. I will show you how. 3.56 in the directions, it tells you to start at the decimal point and move it to the right the number of spaces the exponent shows. Right here, our exponent shows 4 spaces, 10 to the 4, which means I'll start at the decimal point here and I will move it 4 spaces to the right because it is multiplication. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once I do that, those 2 spaces there I would have to make as a 0 placeholder. That is what the instructions said, remembering to add zeros as placeholders. So I'll put 1 0 here and another 0 there. And if you notice, our decimal point ends after both of those 2 zeros, which means your answer is 35,600. Your steps for dividing by a power of 10 is when you're dividing by a power of 10, once again, you'll start at the decimal point, but instead of moving it to the right, you'll move it to the left the number of times the exponent shows, remembering to add zeros as placeholders. I chose the same number of 3.56, this time dividing it by 10 to the 4. So I'll start at the decimal point here and move it 4 spaces. If you notice, our exponent is 4, so it'll be 4 spaces to the left instead of to the right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you notice, there are 3 0 placeholders. 1, 2, 3. And the decimal point is before 3 zeros, just like in our answer right here. Let's multiply 4.581 times 10 to the second. 4.581 times 10 to the second, which means it's 2 decimal places. Because it's multiplication, we're going to the right. Multiplication means you move the decimal to the right. So that will be 1 and 2. And your answer will be 458.1. The next one, 13.9 times 10 to the third. Start at your decimal point, and this time we'll go 3 spaces because of your exponent of 3 here. 3 spaces to your right. 1, 2, and 3. It looks like we have 2 placeholders, so we'll put 2 zeros in there, and your answer will be 13,900. When you're multiplying, you move that decimal place to the right. 412.68 times 10 to the fifth. We'll start at the decimal point and move it 5 spaces to the right, because that 5 in the exponent lets you know that is how many times you go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3 decimal placeholders. That would give us an answer of 41,268,000. Now we have 4.581. Again, the same number, but this time it is divided by 10 to the second. Our exponent is 2, so we will move the decimal 2 spaces when you are dividing to however many places to the left. 2 spaces to the left, 1 and 2. In this case, we only have 1 decimal placeholder. And our answer is 0.04581. 13.9 divided by 10 to the third. Our exponent is 3, so we'll move that, start at the decimal point and move it 3 spaces to the left. 1, 2, and 3. Looks like we have 1 placeholder, which means our answer is 0.0139. The next problem is 412.68 divided by 10 to the third. 3 spaces because it's division to the left. Start at your decimal point and move it 3 spaces to the left. 1, 2, and 3. There are no decimal placeholders. Our decimal starts right before the 4. 0.41268 is your answer. Now we have a little bit more practice, but this time we have some division and some multiplication. So you will have to know, once again, that when you multiply, you move it to the right. When you divide, you move it to the left. So I'll just put that up there just to help us remember. 15.9, they are multiplying times 10 to the third. That means it's 3 decimal places. And we will take those 3 decimal places. We'll start here and move it 1, 2, and 3. Two decimal placeholders, and our answer is 15,900. 4.257. Here it says times 10 to the fourth. It is multiplication, so we will be going to the right, and we'll be going to the right 4 places. 1, 2, 3, and 4 with 1 0 placeholder. And our final answer is 42,570. 258.76. I notice that we have a division symbol. With that division symbol and our exponent of 3, we will start at our decimal point, this time going to the left 3 spaces. 1, 2, and 3. Decimal places in right there in front of the 2. So our answer is 0.25876. 307.45. I notice that it is a division symbol and our exponent is 10 to the 4th. So our exponent is 4. We're going to go to the left 4 spaces. Start at our decimal point and move over 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I see 1 decimal placeholder. So your answer is 0.030745. And that concludes our lesson on multiplying and dividing decimals by a power of 10.